Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. It is a Monday night, and we are talking sports with you right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. You can call us on the Bordis and Bordis hotline, which is 412-575-2600. If you'd rather tweet, it's at KDPomp, at Ron Cook PG. And we'll begin with the news of the day, which was no news because Tom Wilson got nothing for his hit on Brian Dumoulin. Dumoulin was back at practice today in a non-contact sweater. Not sure if he's going to play. He says he felt good, but hey, we thought Malkin was going to play, and he went through a practice. So who knows? They're all game time decisions, but I disagree with the Department of Player Non-Safety. I think that was a hit to the head, and I think, like the NFL, they should start thinking more about how much they are letting guys get away with. And because they are, it continues. Ron, I know you disagree with this, but I thought that was a cheap hit by a cheap player who's twice been suspended before, and that should have been taken into consideration.
Well, I can't argue with any of that, Bob, but I didn't think it was one of the worst hits I've ever seen, and I certainly don't think it was a suspendable hit because Dumoulin turned into the hit. If they'd have called a penalty for, it wasn't elbow, he got him with the shoulder. I guess you could have called interference maybe. I'm okay with that, but I don't think it was a suspendable hit, and I'm not surprised that the league didn't suspend him despite his history. Is he a dirty player? Yes, he is. Is it hard to give him the benefit of the doubt? Yes, it is. But again, I said this on the radio show today. I thought Niskanen's knee-on-knee hit on Gensel was worse last night. That's just my opinion. I know it's not a majority opinion in town, but if Letang would have hit one of their players like Wilson hit Dumoulin, we'd say it was a good hockey play. That's just the way it was.
No, I wouldn't. It is what I thought. Letang and I thought others got away with some really bad cross checks in the Philadelphia series.
The
that should have been
right.
I mean, there was a lot of that. It goes both ways. I'm just trying to keep it real with this. And hits to the head. It's funny in the NFL, nothing is tolerated. There is no excuse. The perpetrator, you can't say, well, he lowered his target area. No. That's no excuse. You're still responsible. Yet in the NHL, it doesn't matter. It's unavoidable. Keep hitting. So to me, there's one league. Maybe they need a whole pile of lawsuits next to their desk, like the NFL has, before they change their ways. I don't know. That's just me.
Now, how bad of a loss if you think Dumoulin doesn't play? I think I can get by for a game, maybe, or two. You know, Hunwick is the only guy, the seventh guy. The last 2 years when they won the Cups, they needed 8 defensemen. I think this is one area where Jim Rutherford may have let the team down a little bit. He didn't trade for a veteran defenseman at the trade deadline. He went with 7. I'm just wondering if 7 are going to be enough.
Well, Dumoulin, in my opinion, is probably, he and Mata, 2 of the most consistent defensemen on their team, game in and game out, and they've been that way all year, so that's a big loss if he doesn't play. Carl Hagelin was at practice day, also wearing a face shield. It sounded as if he's going to play in this series, but maybe not tomorrow. Malkin, same as yesterday. We thought he was going to play. He didn't. Will he play? We'll find out. Everyone listed as game time decisions. Generally, though, this series has been, to me, owned by Washington. The Penguins had 4 minutes and 49 seconds in Game 1 in which they dominated, but I think Washington, by and large, has had the better of the play, Ron, and thus 1-1 is a pretty good position for the Penguins to be in. But, you know, they got to do better than what they've done in the first 2 games, especially at the start.
They got to start better. I mean, last night they were outshot 20-10 in the first period, down 2-0. They were down 2-0 in the first game. They got to get off to a better start. I think Malkin coming back, hopefully, I'm with you. I thought he was going to play yesterday. I'm really hopeful he's going to play tomorrow night. I think that'll be a big list. The power play was not good last night. I think on the first one, Washington had better chances than they did on the power play, shorthanded, and that penalty kill gave up a goal. So need Malkin back. I'd like to see Hagelin get back. I'm not as optimistic about him, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed on Dumoulin.
The other thing that has to happen, they got to get production out of Brassard and Kessel. They haven't had much of that offensively, and they need those guys to step up. The Pirates in action tonight, and while their 5-game win streak ended overall, their losing streak on the road continues. It's now up to 5 in a row. They're 7-7 on the road. They lose tonight 3-2. Jamison Tyone pitched okay, not great, but he gets the loss. He's now 2-3, and the Pirates dropped the first of 4 to the Washington Nationals. We'll talk more about these topics and more. By the way, J.J. Wilcox of the Steelers was released today. They brought in 2 safeties in the draft, the 1st and the 5th round selections, and so Wilcox at $3 million per year is out. Your calls are coming up. It's 412-575-2600. Call us. Let us know what you think right here live on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.